I smelled a burning smell. It did something to the Jeep. This is Alligator Alley.
Why don't you show them our front yard?
We are ferry virgins. Everything's stainless steel, but it's full of rocks.
I'm Shauna, and this is Brian. Welcome to our channel, Life Uninterrupted.
In 2018, we sold our home, auctioned off most of our belongings, and bought a motorhome, which we affectionately refer to as Frida.
We travel full-time with our two French bulldogs, Lucy and Ricky.
Join us on our adventures by subscribing and hitting the bell icon so that you're notified when our videos release each week.
Look ahead, the sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore. 7 years now on this boat, and we all know where we belong. Just wait. For our home to show on the horizon, soon we'll be there.
We arrived at San Luis Pass County Park on a Monday, and the office is closed, so we have to put in the gate code. Hi there. We're all tucked in our spot. This is actually used to be two spots, one on either side of the road, but they made all of these into pull-throughs now, so it's much longer. And so we backed up as far as we could back in the back, so we still have room for the Jeep. And then we have a little patio area up front here, so that makes it kind of nice. Shauna said this used to be a KOA. Yeah, the county purchased it, and now they're running it as a county park, which, you know, makes sense. Probably some pretty good revenue. This is Alligator Alley out there.
There's a pretty crane out there.
It is weird though, they do have fencing across the neck of the little pond here, presumably to keep alligators out. I don't know. They did not warn us of any alligators in the area. This has been a heck of a last few days. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. So we left San Luis Pass, when was that? Last Friday?
It would have been Friday.
We were supposed to leave Saturday, but when we got here, I left the key on in the Jeep and it drained the battery. So I had to have the battery, have it jumped. So I had a guy come over and jump it. Well, in the course of doing that, it did something to the Jeep. Wasn't quite sure, couldn't get the battery to charge, and you know where we are out here at San Luis Pass, it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It's 25 miles to the nearest town, no auto parts stores around, so I was kind of at the mercy of someone. So luckily I found a mobile mechanic. So I called him and told him the problem. He said, well, I'll bring a battery and an alternator. Sounds like one of those two. So he comes out, changes the battery, leaves. 15 minutes later, no bueno. Battery check light comes back on the Jeep. So I call him back. He comes, he goes, well, it must be the alternator. So he comes back out, changes the alternator. Alternator's making a funky sound, still not charging the battery. So call a shop in Angleton, Texas.
It was a referral.
Yeah, a referral from one of the guys here at the park that we're at.
Best ways to find things when you're not familiar with the areas. Referrals.
Yeah, definitely you want to ask locals. So they happen to work in Angleton, and one of the guys in the office, a great bunch of guys, by the way, super helpful. They came around and checked on us, make sure everything was okay after they found out we were trying to get the Jeep fixed. And his neighbor happened to own a Napa auto repair shop, so he gave me his number, called the guy. His name is Louie. And Louie owns Advance Auto Tech there in Angleton. So I called Louie, and Louie said, bring it right in. We'll do what we can to get it in for you. So we left Friday. So our plans have changed.
Such is the RV life.
As they often do. We're going to head back out of here, go back up to Angleton, which is north of Lake Jackson. About an hour drive up there, drop it off. I called the shop. They can get it right in this morning, so that's good. I have an idea of what it might be. That charging circuit is not completed, so I think there's something gone wrong in that charging circuit.
Shall we?
Always something.
All right, somehow we've got to figure out how to get these bikes inside of our coach because we have to leave our car here over the weekend. Brian got the bikes in here, basically folded them up. We have this nice big area here for the bathroom, laid them on the side, put some rugs underneath, and that should be good to go. So it's the first time we've ever had to do this. I'm glad to know that it was doable. Can't get to the bathroom, but that's all right. We'll be fine. You have to be resourceful in this lifestyle. Be flexible, agile, and resourceful.
So 15-20 minutes we waited for Louie to finish what he was doing, which was fine. He came out, did some tests, had his electrical specialist come out and did even more tests and said, yeah, the battery's fine, alternator's fine, although it was making a noise, probably because it was just pent up energy. It wasn't sending the energy anywhere. So anyway,
pent up energy.
Long story short, all of that checked fine. He said you must have a wiring problem somewhere. So I kind of suspected that because soon after I had the gentleman help jumpstart the Jeep, I smelled a burning smell. And I was kind of concerned about that. So my mind went right to, after we replaced all the parts and nothing helped, my mind went right to a fusible link. And those of you who don't know what a fusible link is, it's basically a type of fuse, but it's a wire fuse that's usually in line with a larger power cable. In this case, the power cable that came off of the alternator, I think it's about a 1/0 battery cable, essentially, and then that goes down into about a 12 gauge fusible link. So the idea is when there's too much current, too much amperage flowing through that, it'll blow that fusible link before it has a chance to get to any components, which in this case, that's what happened. So the guy in the shop called me later. He said, yeah, we found the problem. We're going to do, we can either do one of two things. Either we have to drop, part of the frame, pull the drive shaft out to get up and replace, all of this wiring. It's going to take a few hours to do that at shop labor rates, obviously. Or we can do what's called an overlay and basically just run a new wire from the alternator and bridge that with a new fusible link into the power control center on the Jeep. I said, do that. He said, a couple $100 and we'll be done. So I wanted to show you real quick the new overlay that the electrician did. It's this cable right here. It's a 4/0 cable and it runs down and connects to the charging post on the alternator. Hopefully you can see that green cable right there. Let me get it out of the way. There's the green wire, if you can see that. That is right there. That is the fusible link. So he was smart in connecting it or installing the fusible link up here on top near the alternator so that it's easily replaced if it were ever to blow again. And then this cable runs over and directly connects to the power center right there, just like the original cable did in the factory harness. This is the factory harness right here. It runs all the way down underneath the frame, underneath the drive shaft. So to pull that out, you have to change that rather, you have to pull out the drive shaft, you have to drop some cross members and drop the starter. It's a pain in the neck. So many of you have noticed how dirty this engine is. We've been in a lot of sandy areas lately. Normally it doesn't look like this, so I need to get this thing cleaned and spruced up a bit. He calls back later and said, well, we got all that done, but now the alternator's bad again. So they had to order a new alternator. There wasn't any in town. This was Friday evening. They closed at 6 and they were still working on this after 7 o'clock. So he called me and said, we got to order it. It's in Houston. It'll be here Saturday. We'll get it installed Monday. Give you a call. All of that happened. Gave me a call about 10:30 Monday morning. Today.
Yeah, today's Monday. Mm-hmm.
And picked the Jeep up, hooked it up, and we're back here on San Luis Island, or San Luis Pass,
mm-hmm.
County Park.
Right, in I guess it's close to Freeport.
Yeah, about 25 miles south of Lake Jackson.
Yes.
On the way to Galveston. So
yes, that's
back here behind us, and I'll give you a shot of that. That's the bridge over there. You can kind of see that. And there's the park, and then the causeway over there. If you can see that, that's what we're going to go over tomorrow. In that direction, go over to the port of
Bolivar.
Port Bolivar.
Port Bolivar.
Take the ferry to the other side.
That's going to be so fun.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
And how long is that ferry ride?
30 minutes or less.
30 minutes, and it's free.
Those ferries run 24/7 here in Texas, so this is not the only ferry. There are others as well that run over, bodies of water like this.
Why don't you show them our front yard here?
Yeah.
We always talk about our house is tiny, but our front yard and our backyard is huge.
So here's what our front yard looks like.
Nice. Don't look at the garbage can, but look beyond that. Nice.
That's tomorrow, so we've lost a few days in our travel plans, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, we had planned to do some beach camping on Port Bolivar. Port Bolivar Beach.
Yeah.
Free camping, but yeah, we lost those days, so we're gonna head on up to our next destination, which is a Harvest Host in Beaumont, Texas after this.
Pour Brothers Brewery.
P-O-U-R.
Yes, P-O-U-R. So that should be good.
Should be fun.
And maybe get a growler or two of beer to go. That would be nice. So yeah, that's been our last several days. We stayed at a really nice RV park there in Angleton, Stonecrest RV Park. It's relatively new. They converted it from an old trailer park.
Yes.
Poured all new pads, basically redid the whole thing. I don't know how many spaces, 40 spaces or so maybe. But the Jeep is wrapped up, everything's running fine with that.
Keeping our fingers crossed. Not be a problem for us in the future. We have that peace of mind.
But, living on the road, it is always something, so you just got to kind of shuck and jive. Well, good morning. Tuesday morning, kind of had a fitful night's sleep last night. Usually the first night at any place we stay at, I don't sleep so well. And last night was no exception. So a couple of things to do before we head out this morning. It's going to be a fun day. We're going to take you along for, we think it's going to be a pretty cool ride. And a couple of things to clean up here, like I said before we go. Firstly, the Jeep. Literally a flock of seagulls came over. I don't know what the top of the RV looks like, but the front of the Jeep is a mess, so I got to clean that up. I'm going to use some waterless cleaner, waterless car wash, a new product I found. I've never used any of that stuff before, but it's supposed to be pretty good, so I'm going to give that a try. Clean that up, put some water in the tanks because we are going to be boondocking. Before that, we're going to do something pretty cool. We got to cross a body of water, and how are we going to do that? Well, wait and see. It's going to be neat. It's going to be our first time. It's going to be Frida's first time, and it's going to be the Jeep's first time doing this. So it's going to be a first time for all of us. So we'll bring you along for that. Should be pretty neat. So let's get this Jeep cleaned up and get the water tank filled, and we're going to head out here in about an hour. I think that turned out pretty well. I'm using this Meguiar's Ultimate Waterless Wash and Wax, and we're not sponsored by Meguiar's in any way, shape, or form. Just wanted to try one of these products because, you know, sometimes it's just nice to spot clean things, like, for instance, here on the hood of the Jeep, when you don't want to use water and make a mess, especially here where there is really not much grass right now because it all died in that last big freeze. So it's nice, you know, not to get muddy and dirty. So anyway, this is really good stuff. Not only is it a wash, but it's a wax, and you can use it on all surfaces. Apparently, all painted surfaces, clear coat finishes, glass, polished metals, and plastic trim. Did a great job. Left a nice, clean, shiny surface. So I'll put this in our Amazon store if you're interested in it. Pick some up. Again, great for spot cleaning up quick messes like we had on the hood and the windshield of the Jeep.
Good morning.
Well, we've done that a few times, haven't we?
Once or twice. $2. Yeah. I thank you. And a whoop whoop to you too. Y'all have a good day.
Cause I promise you, we'll wash away, wash away. Promise you, we'll wash away, wash away.
So if you haven't guessed already, we're on the ferry. We are ferry virgins. The process was easy. We pulled up. There weren't any cars, just a few cars ahead of us. So there was no wait. Marshaled us right on the ferry. Got a spot right up front. All the ferries in Texas, I believe, are open 24/7. They're free of charge. So this should be a pretty cool ride across the channel here. Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. And then once we get to the other side, it's going to be about, let's see, to our next destination, 66 miles. So a little over an hour to get to our Harvest Host Pour Brothers Brewery there in Beaumont, Texas. So sit back and enjoy the ride. We'll see you on the other side. Finally underway. It's pretty noisy out here, so pretty cool experience thus far. I'm going to walk up. There's a kind of a viewing area up there, I guess. I'm going to go get a little bit of a different perspective. Check that out, see what it looks like. So far so good. There's one other big rig on here, big semi. Other than us, that's the only large vehicle.
This is fun. We got a free boat ride today.
Yeah.
Love it. We got to bring our house with us.
I know.
Who gets to do that?
Interesting section up here. Everything's stainless steel. Kind of cool looking. So we're going to go to the area I showed you just a second ago. Gotta wear masks, so hopefully you can hear me okay. Amazing that these things can carry the weight they carry. Right here, big semi. Not sure how much he's got on his trailer, but it's full of rocks, so it can't be too light. I'm gonna kind of make my way back to the back, and it's gonna get noisier. So, you know, just part of it. Got the big exhaust stack just above it, above where I'm walking here, so it's pretty noisy. But a nice day today. Partly cloudy, mostly sunny, whatever. Waters are nice and easy, so no winds. Here's the stern. Not sure why all the birds like to collect back there, but they do. So we're coming up on the other ferry landing over here. So I better get back down and see Shauna. She's on the bow down there, kind of checking things out. Make our way back through this really kind of cool area. See, it's just all stainless steel, and I guess I can get down. Yeah, I can get down this way too. So I'm going to go down this staircase back to the coach. So there we go, easy peasy. Quick tour of the ferry. It was kind of cool up there.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a big area. You can go all the way around that top section there and check things out. So.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, all right. Well, we are just about at the ferry landing here. So we're going to call it for now, get back in the rig, and
The dock secured.
head out of here.